Good morning and welcome to Hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to six, and the general manager of Dan Cummins Chevrolet Buick in Paris, Kentucky, the second largest used car franchise dealer in the United States of America. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Yo, 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 good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, man, I've had a couple people tell me that the volume has been a little bit strange on my side, so I made some adjustments on the volume. I hope that that is better. Let me know if you can hear me okay, or let me know if you can't, so I can continue to work on that, because I want to make sure to deliver the absolute best value that I can deliver you every single morning as you join me here on Hashtag Rise and Grind. And right out the gate, I got to tell you, I see my girl Katie Seckel in here, and I haven't seen Katie in a while, so I'm very happy to see her. But hey, check it out, dude. When I was a kid, all right, I spent a lot of time. I spent a whole lot of time in two places, okay? Two places. I spent a lot of time in a bowling alley, and I spent a lot of time in a pool hall, all right? A pool hall and a bowling alley. Awesome. Yeah, people are saying the volume sounds great. That's what I'm talking about. So, a pool hall and a bowling alley. Literally, I spent hundreds, if not thousands of hours in these two places when I was growing up. And the story is really interesting. You know, when you grow up when I grew up, let me go back just a little bit further, okay? My parents got divorced when I was like around 10 or 11, okay? They got divorced when I was around 10 or 11. My mother is white. My father is black, okay? My father is also no longer living, but white and black. And when they got divorced, my mom remarried a white gentleman they're still married to this day, and my dad remarried a black woman. And so I had two cultures growing up. I had an all-black household, which my dad had other children with her, and she had children of her own. And then I had a kind of an all-white household. And the most interesting part was we lived 2 apartments apart, right? Yes, you didn't hear that wrong. 2 apartments apart, Greenlaw Garden Apartments in Flagstaff, Arizona. So my dad and his wife lived in one apartment, and you went down 2 doors, and it was my mom and her husband. Okay, and it was very interesting because I kind of grew up feeling a little bit out of place, being half black and half white. I didn't really fit in with the white people. I didn't really fit in with the black people. I didn't really know where I fit in. And when you're a teenager, you have to understand fitting in is like one of the things that's really, really hard. It's really, really hard. But I did grow up in these 2 places. I did grow up in a bowling alley, and I grew up in a pool hall. And in these 2 places, I felt like I was a part of something. Like I felt like I belonged in those 2 places. Like I had friends like Brandon Maestas and Sarah Ferguson and Fernando De Leon and my sister, of course, we hung out there too, and Antoinette and Hank Williams and Tyler Haley. We all grew up, and at the pool hall there was like Gabe and my friend Rafe and my friend James Sims and Jason Lord, and we all hung out. But I felt like I belonged when I was in those places, to the point where here it is 30 years later, and I can remember these people because they impacted my life in so many ways. They saw me through the goods, the bads, the hard times, including like my second moms and dads like Robin Ferguson and Barbara Maestas, and of course Susan Maestas and Mike Maestas and Gino and Polito and Robert Whirl and all these other people that I grew up with at the bowling alley, right? They were just all a huge part of my life. And so today, I'm going to tell you 4 things. I'm going to tell you 4 things that I learned growing up in a bowling alley and in a pool hall that helped me create the success that I have today, and that I'm going to share that you guys can use that are practical in your life. Fair enough? But before we get into that, you guys know what we got to do. Now, this is the part of the show where we're going to play a little music. We're going to do a little dancing. I need you to say good morning to each other, and I'll say good morning to you. This is the point in the show where we hit the share button and we really get the energy up live up in here this morning. Kim Uzzle, how are you this morning? Happy to see you. Mr. John Clough, what's up, my man? John Clough is in the house, and I love it. Kristen Largo, I'm so glad you're here too. Crazy. I know. Clough. Wow, I agree. Robbie. Good morning. Eddie Gilbert, what's up? Good morning, my man, Robbie Toomey. Laura Bourbon, how are you? How are you? Hey, Charlie McHale, good morning. What's up, Tom Sizemore, Jeremy Nolan, Jay Wilborn, and Sheila Strack. Dude, I love it. Everybody's up in here this morning. It is Wednesday, June 13th, 2018. We're going to have an incredible show today. Make sure you hit that share button so we can get everybody off and running on this Wednesday morning, because we all know we need just a little jolt of energy. We got to have that music, right? You feel it? Let's feel it. Come on, let's breathe it in together. Let's get this day going, right? Did you maybe just wake up? Let's get it going. Been going just a little bit, been working out. Still got that yawn on. It's time to get that yawn out. It's time to get that yawn out. We're going to move. We're going to move. Enjoy the music. Embrace it. Suck it in. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Andrew? Good morning. What's up, Josh? Oh, I love all the new people in here, man. I love seeing all the new people. What's up, Ray Hackers? Good morning. All right. We're going to kick the music back now. I'm feeling it. Feeling it? You starting to feel it? I'm feeling it. All right, let's go. Come on. Check it out. There was this one time, man. I'm driving, right? I've got my mom's car. I remember there's a bunch of popcorn in the back. It's somewhere around holiday season because I've got those tins of popcorn. You know what I'm saying? Like those, the caramel popcorn and the cheddar popcorn and all the different popcorn. You know, hold on real quick. Ryan, I wore the Mamba shirt. I had to wear the Mamba shirt today because I'll explain it a little bit later, but just a place where I'm at mentally right now. That's why I wore my black Mamba shirt, man. Right now, we've got this new dealership that we're trying to grow, and we're digging in, and it's a grind, man. It's a grind, and we've got this Black Mamba mentality where we are going to win, and we are going to make it happen, absolutely no matter what. And that's kind of where I'm at today. Normally, I wear a Rise and Grind shirt or something like that, but right now, today, where I'm in Black Mamba stage, man. That's where I'm at. So I'm glad you noticed. All right, sorry about that. Check it out. So I'm in my mom's car. I got the popcorn tins in the back, right? And we're cruising across a place called Cedar Hill. Cedar Hill's this big hill up in Flagstaff, Arizona. You got to climb up the one side. You got to climb down the back side, right? It's a really big hill. And so I'm going over Cedar Hill, and one of my friends is driving in the car next to me. And so we start racing. So we're racing over the top of Cedar Hill. Speed limit on Cedar Hill is like 45 miles an hour, I think. And we're doing, a lot more than that. I don't know, 90, 95. I don't even really know how fast we're going. I just know we're flying over the top of this hill. And as soon as we reach the crest at the top and we come over the other side, there's this police officer coming up this way, right? And so the police officer instantly sees us, you see him hit his brake lights. I see him hit a U-turn. And the first thought that pops through my head when I see this cop flip a U-turn on me where I'm doing double the speed limit and I'm 16 years old, the very first thing that I think is, holy crap, I don't have my license on me. That's my first thought. Oh my gosh, my mom and my dad told me that I always have to carry my license, but I don't have my license on me, and I was just doing double the speed limit, and I'm about to go to jail. So I did the smart thing that anyone and everyone should do in that situation, which is I stepped on the gas. I figured, wait a minute, dude, he's still flipping around. I'm doing 100 miles an hour. He's got to come to a stop. I'm going to go up here to this light. I'm going to make a right, and then I'm going to go to the next stop sign, and I'm going to make a left. And then I'm going to make a right, and then I'm going to make a left. And I'm going to weave through this neighborhood, and I'm going to make my way to the pool hall. And if I could just get to the pool hall and get out of the car, then I'll be good because I don't have my license. And that's exactly what I did. So I stepped on the gas, and there was somebody, I can't even remember, somebody was in the car with me like, stop, dude, you're crazy. And I'm like, shut up, man. We're getting out of here. We're going to break. We're whatever. We're going to get out of this situation. I got this. You don't worry about me. I'm a speed driver, right? What's up, Orion? So I go down and I hit the right at the stoplight, right? And I go up and I'm weaving through this like trailer park. And every time I like hit a left, and then I hit a right, and then I hit a left, and I hit a right. And as I'm turning, like right as I turn, I can see the red and blue lights just kind of off in the distance, right? I can see these red and blue lights. I'm like, left, right, left, right, left. But I'm still like stopping at the stop signs and stuff. I don't know, because I didn't want to break any traffic laws at that point because I'm a ridiculous idiot, right? So left, right, and popcorn's going all over. I just remember popcorn flying all over the car. So finally, I kind of break through the neighborhood, and I hit 4th Street, which 4th Street takes you right to the pool hall. I've only got maybe a half a mile to go. So I hit 4th Street, and I'm like gunning it, and I make my way down, and all of a sudden there's a 3-way traffic light that we used to have to cross to get to school, and I pull up to the traffic light, and all of a sudden, dude, cops everywhere, like I don't even know how many of them, like every cop in the world is what it felt like was there, dude. It looked like I had just, like it just looked bad, like a terrorist or something like that, like cops everywhere, right? And so I come to a stop. I'm in the center of this intersection of 4th Street and 7th Avenue, which right at the end of 7th Avenue is Greenlaw Garden Apartments, where I live. So they pull me over, and I'm sitting there, and they've got guns drawn. Everybody's got the guns drawn on me, right? And I get out. Sir, we need you to get out of the vehicle. Sir, put your hands above your head and get out of the vehicle, right? And I'm like, dang, this is crazy, bro. So I get out of the vehicle, guns drawn. I lay down on the ground. I put my hands above my head. They come running over, and they're all that stuff, dude. It's nuts, man. It's nuts. And the guy handcuffs me, and he picks me up, and he says, sir, are you under the influence of drugs or narcotics? And I'm like, no, man. I'm not on anything. He's like, bro, sir, have you just committed a crime? I'm like, well, other than driving really fast, sir, no, I haven't done anything. And he's walking me over to the police car as he's asking me all these questions, and you could tell he's red-faced and he's frustrated. And so he gets me to the cop car, and he takes me, and after asking me all these questions, he grabs my head and he bangs me into the top of the cop car, right? He's like, boom! He's like, then why the heck do you got me chasing you? And he throws me in the back of the car, right? They run all the checks on me. They call my mom at 12 o'clock at night. It's a disaster. My mom gets her car back. There's popcorn everywhere. Here's the moral of the story, man. The moral of the story is this whole situation happened. This whole entire thing happened because I forgot to put my license in my pocket. That's it. The whole thing happened because I forgot to put my license in my pocket. It was that one little thing that ended up snowballing into so much more. So sometimes, and one of the morals that I learned that I now use today that has helped me to be successful today that I want to share with you, sometimes if you don't pay attention to the little things, they can spiral into colossal things. So I need you to make sure you're taking care of the little things. Make sure. Don't neglect the little things chasing the big things, all right? And that's a big story for a little point, but it's so valuable. It's so valuable. So many times we forget the little things, or we think we can blow off and neglect the little things. But we can't, man. Those can add up to some really, really big things. Second thing I want you to learn, or that I learned while I was growing up in a pool hall and a bowling alley, is never, ever, ever make a bet that you don't know that you can win, okay? Don't ever make a bet that you don't know that you can win. I used to gamble like crazy in the pool hall, okay? I used to gamble like crazy in the pool hall, and I was just a young kid. I was hanging out in the pool hall at like 14, 15 years old, and I had these older dudes that would hang out with me all the time. I could play pool. I was very, very, very good at playing pool at 14, 15 years old, but I didn't look like much. And so what the older cats would do is the older cats would get these guys in there from out of town, and they would get them and play some pool, and then they would get them to the point where they would say, hey, we're going to pick somebody in here. We'll just play partners. Let's play $20 a head, $40 a head, whatever the heck it is. And of course they would grab me because I was just some little scrawny 85-pound kid hanging out in the pool hall, and I'd go over there and I'd whoop their butts, and we'd take all their money. And that's basically how it went down. Now, of course, that gambling trend led to, as I got older, led to an issue to where I actually kind of had an issue with gambling. I lost $10,000 on a horse race once. I lost a lot of things in my life gambling, so I'm not suggesting you gamble. Here's what I'm suggesting. Find a way to put the odds in your favor. If you are going to gamble on anything, if you're going to gamble in life, you're going to gamble on your career, you're going to gamble on your job, find a way to put the odds in your favor. You can do that by studying, by training, by positioning yourself. If you look at things that way, don't ever make bets that you don't know whether or not you can win. Just don't do it. Don't make bets that you don't know you can win. There's always a way to position yourself through training, hard work, and studying where you can put the odds in your favor. And that was one of the things I learned in the pool hall that I still use today. I try to position myself to put the odds in my favor. I make sure that I'm not up against something that I don't know what the heck I'm doing or something that I can't win. Now, I'm not saying don't try new things or take chances. I'm saying just make sure you're positioning yourself where the odds are in your favor. Put in the work, study, train. Third thing I learned growing up in a bowling alley, growing up in a pool hall. If you guys haven't hit that share button yet, I got to remind you to go ahead and do it now. Hit that share button. Make sure you get this good stuff out there. Third thing, when bowling, you always aim for the closest target. You see, at the bowling alley, there's the bowling lanes, and on the lanes, you see these sets of arrows. Now, there's a set of arrows a few feet down the lane, and there's another set of arrows way down the lane, and then you got the pins all the way at the end of the lane. And what I learned as I was sitting here bowling, what I learned from my coaches, Robert Polito and Bob Worrell and all these other guys, what I learned is that if you are aiming for the pins all the way at the end of the lane, you're going to struggle. But if you aim for that dot right there by your feet, about 2 feet out, or you aim for that arrow that's about 6 to 8 feet down the lane, you can hit that target. And if you hit that target, you're ultimately going to hit the pins, and you're going to score well. That's the key to bowling. That's the absolute key to bowling, is consistently hitting the target right in front of you that ultimately leads to the target down at the end of the lane. This is what we do in life now. This is what I do in my stores and in my dealerships, is I look at the target right in front of me. For example, this Rise and Grind event, hashtag Rise and Grind event. The targets were, okay, we got to get it established. We got to get a place. We got to get an event house. We got to get the courthouse. We got to get this. I've had all of these targets, but there's this big thing at the end, 2 months from yesterday. There's this really big event at the end. Now, if I was just looking at the event at the end, it would be really hard to put this thing together. But when I'm just looking at each little individual target, and I'm taking it down, and I'm taking it down, and I'm taking it down, I can create this big monstrous thing that is going to impact people's lives down the road. Make sense? Make sense? Aim for the little target that's right in front of you. Hit the little target right in front of you. That'll get you to the target down at the end. As a matter of fact, I've been starting to tackle the sponsors on the event, and they've been starting to roll in. And any of you guys, if anybody in the hashtag Rise and Grind, or any of your companies, or any of you guys know anybody that would like to sponsor the event, I do need 3 or 4 more sponsors to get this to the point where the YMCA can get all of the proceeds from the sales of the tickets, which is going to be amazing. So if you know anybody, awesome. But hey, keep your targets close so that you can hit your targets at the end. That's one of the things I learned. Last thing I learned that I want to share with you guys, man, is when we were at the bowling alley, it was so much fun. We used to live life. We used to laugh. We used to dance. We used to have such a great time. All of some of my greatest memories as a child, they all come from the bowling alley. They all come from the bowling alley and the pool hall. They all come from living a life in community and being around those friends, those ones that had your back no matter what, those ones that knew you inside and out, the ones that loved you. They saw you cry. They saw you fall down. They saw you get up. They saw you win, and they saw you lose. Those were the ones. Those are the memories that I love and that I adore, because we just had so much fun. And sometimes as we grow up, we forget that we need that. We need the community. We need the fun. We need to be around people. We need to hang out. We need to live. We need to laugh. We need to smile, because we get so caught up in working and grinding and just trying to make that money and trying to pay that bill and trying to do whatnot in our careers. And we get so caught up in it as adults. And I'm telling you today, take some time to have some fun, man. Have some fun. Smile, live, laugh. For those of you that are asking about the event, just shoot me an email. My email is glennlundy@dancummins.com. Shoot me an email, and I can send you sponsorship packets that break down the different sponsorship levels. So just shoot me an email if you're interested, and we'll go from there. Hey, guys, listen. You guys are part of this amazing group of people that are concurrently impacting the planet. All of your posts, all of your comments, everything that you're throwing online, it's truly making a difference in people's lives, and I just want you to know that I, for one, absolutely love you for it. I do. I absolutely love you for it. If you need more videos, please go to glennlundy.com. If you need some Rise and Grind gear, go to glennlundy.com. If you haven't got your tickets for the event yet, go to glennlundy.com. And even more importantly, do me a favor, hit that share button. Hit that share button. Make an impact on somebody's life today. Let's make an impact on somebody's life today. I love it. I love you guys. Yes, Vicky. Yes, John. 100. Make an impact on somebody's life today. And then come back to see me tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. as we #Rise and Grind.